So today we're going to build an interview scheduling assistant AI agent that will automatically schedule an interview between the hiring manager and all of your interview candidates. And you can download this template for free in NodeLearn's website. So first let's do a quick demo. So as you can see, this sheet contains all the candidates who I want to send the interview calendar invite to schedule an interview slot with them, and other info sheet which contains the start and date of the interview period, and we have the calendar link so that the interview candidates can book the time's interview slot, and the hiring manager's email. We have the template sheet. So this Google Sheet contains all the email templates that will be sent to the respective people. So now let's go ahead and test the workflow. As you can see, the workflow is done running. And back in the Google Sheets, you can see that the interview invite sent status has all been ticked, which means that the AI agent or workflow has sent the interview candidates the email. And the email, you can see that the AI agent has sent the respective email to all the candidates to ask them to book an interview slot. If we were to click in the button, so as you can see, we are brought to this Google Calendar appointment booking page where all candidates can book an interview slot with your hiring manager. So let's say I'm the candidate and I want to book an interview slot at 11 AM on Friday. Fill out all my details in the form and I click on book. So this means that the candidate has booked the interview slot with the hiring manager. So now back in NAN, let's try to run the workflow again. So this trigger here triggers every 1 hour. So let's say the next hour when we trigger it, you can see the workflow read in this second branch because all the calendar invite has been sent to our candidates. So now we just need to send a reminder to all of them. You can also see right over here, we actually executed a sub workflow. So let's go over here and look at the sub workflow. So now in the sub workflow, this purpose of sub workflow is to actually send a reminder to all the interview candidates. Go to executions, you can see that one of our workflow is currently waiting. So it's going to wait 1 hour before the interview slot of all the candidates before it sends it out to the hiring manager and the candidate to remind them that there's an interview coming up. Okay, so let's say it's already 1 hour before our interview slot and our workflow has already executed. Let's see the reminder sent to both the candidates and the hiring manager. So as you can see, our AI agent workflow has sent a candidate reminder to the candidate and the hiring manager. So this is to the candidate and this is to the hiring manager. So now I'm just going to give you a sense of how this whole workflow works. So basically the trigger will trigger every 1 hour, and over here we're just going to get all the details from the Google Sheets, such as the calendar, the booking calendar link, the email templates, and all the candidates' emails. And then over here, we send out the booking calendar link to all the candidates for them to book an interview slot with the hiring manager. The next hour, when the trigger triggers again, if the candidate has booked an interview slot with the hiring manager, here we get all the interview slots that were booked, and we're going to send a respective reminder 1 hour before to both the hiring manager and the candidate. So in this sub workflow is where we send the reminders to both the hiring manager and the candidate. So here we get the hiring manager email and get the schedule reminder status so that we ensure that we do not send a duplicate email or duplicate reminder. So here we use an AI agent to draft the email, send it to the candidate, same thing for here, to the hiring manager. And once that's done, we update the email reminder status in the Google Sheet. And also in this wait note, this is the part where we calculate to ensure that the reminder is only sent 1 hour before the scheduled interview time slot. And the reason why we need to run the sub workflow here is because we need to use this technique called parallelization. So parallelization just means running multiple workflows at the same time. So how I did it was that I changed the mode to run once for each item and toggled off the wait for sub workflow completion. As you can see here, we have 2 candidates running into the sub workflow, and we've not used the parallelization method. The candidate will be processed one by one. But what happens is that if they're processed one by one, when the first candidate gets sent to the sub workflow and the sub workflow have to wait 1 hour before that particular candidate's interview slot, the other candidate may not get his reminder email sent in time because the sub workflow has to wait for the first candidate reminder email to be sent to him first. And that's why with the parallelization, we can run all of the candidates reminder emails sub workflow at the same time. So just to demonstrate and make it clearer, I'm going to book another interview slot with the hiring manager with a different candidate's email. So I'm going to choose 12 p.m. So here I filled out all the details. I'm going to click on book. I'm going to test the workflow again. Okay, the workflow is done running. So now in the sub workflow, I go to execution. So we can see that we have two sub workflows here waiting. So basically they're running at the same time, two candidates, since we have two candidates booked at the different time slots. So before we set up the workflow templates, we need to set up the Google Sheet first. So we have the interview status, other info, and the template sheets. So under interview status, we have these columns. Don't worry about setting them out. I will put them in the video description as well for you to view. So basically, this sheet just contains a name of our candidates and the emails. And other info, the start and end date of the interview period, calendar link, which is the booking calendar link for the interviews candidates to book their calendar interview time slot with the hiring manager. And of course, we also have the hiring manager's email. And the templates. So you may be wondering how I created the booking calendar link. So basically in your Google Calendar, go to create, go to appointment schedule. Once you're here, give it a title. And then under appointment duration, you can set it to however you like. Let's put 30 minutes. We're not going to get it to repeat weekly, so if it does not repeat, you can add another date, 12 August. So our interview period will be from 11 to 12 August. So we're going to click on next. Then you can customize all of these if you want. We're not going to do anything. Click on save. So now what we can do is we're going to copy this booking form, copy the link, go back to our Google Calendar, change the calendar link to our new created calendar, change this one here as well. So just now I changed it to 11th and 12th August. Okay, so this is important so that the AI agent knows when the interview period is. And also make sure to change the hiring manager to your hiring manager email. Otherwise, I'll be the hiring manager for your job, company job opening. So once you have that done, go to NaN, create a new workflow. You're going to import the template. So I've imported interview scheduling assistant AI agent template. So now we're just going to connect to all the Google credentials. So if you do not know how to connect to Google credentials in NaN, I have a video link in the video description for you. So all you need to do is connect it and make sure all the fields are the same as how it looked like when you imported the templates. Okay, so you can see I've connected to all my Google credentials. So now what we need to do is create another sub workflow. Okay, import. So import the send emails to respective candidates template, and do the same thing, connect to all Google credentials again. I just want to let you know that even though over here I'm using the Gemini chat model, you don't necessarily have to use Gemini, you can use ChatGPT as well. So once that's done, I'm just going to rename our workflow so that it's more descriptive. So I've renamed them so that the workflows are more descriptive. Before we can test the template, we need to go back to Interview Scheduling Assistant. In here, we need to make sure we have selected the correct sub workflow, which is send emails to hiring managers. Okay, make sure the mode is set to run once for each item. And toggle off the wait for sub workflow completion. Okay, I think it's good to go. Let's reset the Google Sheets first. So I'm going to reset it. I'm going to uncheck all the checkboxes. Okay, let's test it. Okay, the booking calendar links has been sent to all the candidates. As you can see in the sent mail. Sent it here, and then let's try to book an interview slot. And here we go. We only have Monday, 11 and 12 August as how we set it just now. So let's book for 11 to 10 a.m. Okay, fill out my details and click on book. Great. So just for testing purposes, we're going to set the manual execute workflow, but once you've activated the workflow like this trigger will trigger every 1 hour, so you do not have to manually execute it. So let's test it again. Okay, it looks like I got an error here. Problem in the Google Calendar node. And over here it says could not load list. So I think it's the API problem. So I think what happened here is I did not enable the Google Calendar API in the Google Cloud. So I'm going to hit enable here. Okay, now the Google Calendar API has been enabled. Now I refresh the page and I'm going back to Google Calendar. There we go. I'm going to hit on the email where you created the booking calendar. We can test it one more time. Okay, so now it should run just fine. So you can see that, there we go, it's waiting. It's waiting for 1 hour before the scheduled interview time slot so that you can send reminders to the email candidate and the hiring manager. So if you have reached until here, your email interview scheduling assistant AI agent template has been finished setting up. And if you would like to check out free AI agent templates, NodeLearn releases new AI agent use cases for businesses or personal use in our NodeLearn website, and all of these use cases, you can download them for free.